Body weight shoulder exercises. The first exercise will be the standing flexion exercise. What we're going to do is start with our butt to the wall, mid back to the wall. We're going to take our feet about 2 inches out from the wall, let our arms extend at our side, and we're going to start by raising our thumbs straight up to the wall, making sure that our arms are extended and that we're keeping a neutral core by drawing that belly button to the spine and not letting our low back arch. If you come up and get to this range of motion, this is fine. Don't try to reach back by extending the low back. Take it back down, under control, trying to keep it in that nice straight line and not taking those arms out to the side. Take it back up and then back down. Do this exercise for the recommended sets and reps. The next exercise that we're going to go over is going to be the wall press. So you'll just turn it around. You're going to go into a split stance. You can take the toe to the wall on this. The other foot behind should be about a half a foot behind the heel. And then we're going to lean into the wall with our forearms, starting off with our biceps at this nice 90-degree angle with the armpit. We're going to have the forearms on the wall. We don't need to put our hands together. You can open them up to the side here. And then all you're doing is pressing straight up, keeping a neutral core once again, trying to extend those arms as far as you can without really pushing the head through to create the range of motion. Make sure we keep the range of motion in the shoulders and not trying to compensate by pushing the head forward to create that range of motion. Same thing, push high as far as you can go with it, and then when you come down, take your time bringing the arms down. Don't try to pull with the lats to get them down. Keep it in that scap. Do this for the recommended sets and reps. The next exercise that we have is going to be the shoulder press. This is just doing your own body weight on air. So starting off, just make sure you're in a good jump stance. So feet are hip width apart, toes are 11 and 1. And then all we're going to do is raise our arms up so we have that 90-degree angle right here to start with the biceps. And then we're going to press straight up with our hands in the neutral position. So thumbs should be facing back. Same thing, keep a nice neutral core. Don't try to arch to get up. And then also don't push that head through to create the range of motion. If you can get the arms fully extended at the top, then you can push that head through and finish there with it. Make sure we pause in that contracted position and then return slow and controlled. The next exercise that we will do, you can stay right here. You're going to go right to a lat raise now. So palms are facing each other, arms are straight. You're going to raise the hands to the side, come to shoulder level, and pause. You need to hold this contraction for a second, and then you'll take it back down slow and controlled. Try the same thing, keep a neutral core. Try to make sure the arms are coming straight out to the side and not to the front or to the rear. Make sure we're keeping our head neutral, not trying to push it through or look up or anything else. After we do our lat raises, we're going to go to our scaption now. So in scaption, we're going to be in a same neutral position. Thumbs are facing forward, core's in that neutral position, head's neutral, and then we're going to raise our arms up at a 45-degree angle. So your hands should finish right outside the shoulders. Take it back down. Thumbs are always up. Pause at shoulder level. Take it back down. Make sure we're holding that contraction. The next exercise is going to be bent over rear delt, B-O-R-D. So all you're going to do, same thing. Good jump stance. Feet are shoulder width apart. You're going to bend by pushing the hips straight back. That'll bring the upper body down. Make sure we're in a neutral position once again. Arms are hanging down, straight in line with the shoulders, and then we're raising them straight out to the side. We don't want to take our arms to the rear or try to bring them up towards the head. We want to make sure we're keeping them in line with the shoulders, really squeezing with that scap. Make sure we pause in the contracted position, and then take it back down, back up. Do that for the recommended amount of sets and reps. After we're done with the bent over rear delt, we're going to go to the form running. So this is just an opportunity to really work on your form with your running technique. So starting off, we're in our jump stance, Hands are at your side, nice and relaxed. Get a nice neutral core. Make sure we have a neutral position with the head. From here, remember, it's like we have a hammer in our hand. We're trying to hammer the nails in behind us by getting that full extension back. That back swing is going to initiate the front swing, coming into flexion, and we're finishing right outside of the cheek, not crossing midline when we do it. So, the sets and reps are on the program. Make sure you follow it to the T. You don't have to do it quick. We're just trying to reiterate that form, and it also gives us a little bit of shoulder flexion that we're looking for in the body weight exercises. Next exercise is going to be the shoulder matrix. This is one where you got to be strict with your form and maintain that neutral core position, but also there's a series of exercises within the matrix. So starting off, we're going to go into our lat raise first. Bring it to shoulder level. You then will bring the forearms and hands into a 90-90 position. So we're 90 degrees at the forearms, elbows, biceps, and then we're 90 degrees at the armpit right here. Make sure our hands are inside or outside, and then we're going to rotate externally, pause in this position right here. Then we're going to press vertically, pause in that fully extended position, making sure we're trying to get those elbows extended, and then we're going to return, take it back down, 90-90, take it out to the lat raise, and then bring it back down to the side. Make sure you're doing this in a controlled manner, learning the positions and not trying to compensate by arching the back. Make sure we're using that scap in the necessary portions of the exercise. Make sure we're following the sets and reps on the training program. After that, we're going to go to our triplanar matrix, and the first one is going to be the triplanar pressing matrix. So, what we'll start with is 90-degree position right here. Make sure we're at 90 degrees with the forearms, elbows, biceps. From here, we're just going to go straight press, vertical press. You're going to go with one arm at a time. So one up, bring it down. Other arm up, bring it down. Same thing, trying to maintain that neutral core, controlling that mid-back position, keeping the head in the neutral position. From there, do the sets and reps. After we go to neutral press, we're then going to take it to a wide press. So one arm at a time. Push out to the side and then bring it back down. Same thing. Push out to the side, bring it back down. After we're done with the wide press, you then will go a cross punch. So you will pivot on the outside opposite foot to the direction that you're punching, and then make sure we reach across, fully extend with it. So there's 3 different exercises within the triplanar pressing matrix. After you get done with the triplanar pressing matrix, we then will move on to the standing protraction, retraction. So you're going to raise the arms up. Make sure our thumbs are facing up, hands are in the neutral position. We want to make sure that the arms are lined up with the shoulders. From here, we are protracted by reaching out like we're trying to grab the cookie jar. And then we're going to retract by pulling the shoulder blades back and pinching them together. Notice how we're not bending the arms. Notice how we're not moving the arms out as we protract, retract. All the movement is in the scapula. So make sure we're focusing on it, really pinching and squeezing in the contracted position. Same thing when we go into protraction, pause, really grab that cookie jar, and then come back on it. After we're done with that standing protraction, retraction, we will then move on to the push-up protraction, retraction, which means we're going to start in the push-up position. Hands are directly underneath the shoulders. Make sure they're shoulder width apart. From here, you're going to press up into that protracted position so we get that turtle back, and then we're going to bring it down, cave it in, bring those shoulder blades together. Try not to bend the elbows when you do this. Once again, keep the action in the scapula. So up to the top, protracted, down, retracted. Repeat that for the recommended amount of sets and reps. When we are done there, you will need to find a bench. Okay, so we'll come right over here to a bench. We're going to go through prone Y's, T's, and dubs. So you'll lay flat on your chest on the bench. Make sure you're in a good position where you can balance on it. We're going to start with one arm at a time, okay? On the Y's, we need about a 130-degree angle at the armpit. So when you raise the arm, make sure you're outside the shoulder, trying to keep that arm straight, squeezing with the scap, pulling into that low trap area, low back. So make sure we're focusing on it, holding that contracted position, and then take it back down. What's important with this is with your head, you need to make that double chin. So pull the chin into the neck, hold that position right there, so nice neutral neck position. Raise it up. Once you have the recommended amount of reps, go ahead and go to the other side and repeat with the Y. Make sure we complete all reps before moving on to T's. With the T's, notice how in the Y's also that we're in the thumb up position. Same thing when we move to the T's. We're going to be a thumb up position. Same thing here. We're trying to keep that arm in line with the shoulder. Raise it to the top. Squeeze that scap into the middle. Pause in the contracted position. Take it back down. Same neutral neck position. Chin into the neck. After we're done with the T's, we're then going to go to the dubs. So we're back to that 90-90 position. So armpit to biceps 90-90, and then forearm elbow biceps at 90-90. Make sure we're not pulling the elbow back. We're going to raise it straight up. The action's more in the delt now, squeezing at the top. Take it back down, slow and controlled. Make sure you complete all your reps there, then go ahead and switch to the other arm. These are your body weight shoulder exercises.